Well, Zeno, a good example of how, as a player, you've got to be ready for anything. In the past few games for you, you come on at Blackpool and you've really built momentum.
Yeah, definitely. I think that applies to everyone in the squad, and not just this gaffer, but every manager that's been in has always reiterated like this. It's a long season. It's going to be about everyone. So I think personally that just means that you have to stay ready, train as best as you can, and do everything that means you're ready to take that opportunity when you get it. So yeah.
I guess at times you felt quite a long way from the starting 11 with some of the injuries that you've had, and then for large parts of the season, Michael and Ryan being so solid in there.
Yeah, probably. I mean, obviously, uh, like you said, I've been unlucky with a few injury issues, especially last year. As soon as I started making a bit of an impact on the team, I had my quite big injury. I had surgery. And then, yeah, it's just a matter of patience, really. I mean, I've had obviously a brilliant example season of Morrow and Benno. Probably couldn't have asked for two better, more experienced players to watch and learn from. So, you've got to take the positives from that as well. Like, that's been obviously, I've wanted to play, but that's been a good experience for me as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, and coming in against Blackpool, and it just seemed to flow for you straight away. Against Charlton, not the start you would have wanted, taking the bump to the head and all that disruption of, well, I guess it's inevitable, really. You want to head the ball, but every time you do that, it opens back up, and it was back and forth over to the side.
Definitely. I think, obviously, the nature of my position, I've got to head the ball a lot. It wasn't ideal. I think it was 2 or 3 minutes in, wasn't it? I've got obviously a little gash to show for it now. Luckily, Doc's done a good job stitching it all up. But yeah, listen, it wasn't ideal in the moment, but you have to just get on with it. It's part of the game, and I'd rather be playing and getting knocks and bruises than not. So, yeah.
And one thing we'd all like to know from the Blackpool game, with the stepping out of defence and taking the ball forward, which just seemed to change the whole dynamic of the side, quite a simple thing, but you doing that really changed the complexion of the game. Was that something that was spoken about at half time, or did it just feel right within the game?
I think, obviously, I came on at half time because Benno was struggling a little bit, so I don't know how much you guys know about that process, but it's a little bit rushed at half time. I'm just trying to get ready, get on, but obviously I'm listening in the background to what the gaffer's saying, and he spoke about sort of controlling the ball a little bit more. The first half of that game, I think we were quite under the cosh, pinned in a bit, and he just spoke about having a bit more composure. And then I think naturally the way I like to play sort of leads to that as well. So when there were opportunities to maybe settle the ball, get on it and try and step in and dictate a little bit, that comes quite, it's something I enjoy doing. So there's probably a bit of both. Yeah.
And nice to have that show of faith in that it went well in that game, and you must have been really pleased then to have the opportunity to start the next match and start to build that momentum.
Yeah, definitely. And I think not just that, but I think we've all been training well and competing in training. Like the competition for places has been quite high since the gaffer's come in, and I'd had words with him previously, and his words were just keep doing what you're doing and trust that an opportunity will come, and it has. So that's all you can control, really, just preparing as best you can, and you've got to have faith that opportunity will come some way or another.
And carrying it into the final week, all being well, if you can do that, sets you up really nicely, doesn't it, for pre-season? It's brilliant to have that base to work from.
Yeah, definitely. I don't want to look too far ahead, obviously. Like you said, it's been a while that I've been in and out or not in the team at all. So at the moment, I know it's cliche, but I'm just taking a game as it comes. And I think we have to do that as a team as well, because we've still got objectives to complete. But I definitely know what you're saying. I agree. It would be very, very nice, obviously, going into pre-season, having that foundation of, okay, I've got some 90 minutes under my belt. I know I know I'm capable physically. I know I'm ready. But yeah, I'm trying to just take a game as it comes, and I think we're all doing that as well, because we've still got 3 important games.
Yeah, and of course it becomes easier to have those thoughts once you get it over the line
Exactly.
and it's mathematically sorted. You're ever so close, it's just a case of getting the job done.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, like, the truth is we are in a relegation battle. We're obviously within that. We're obviously in a favourable position at the moment because we've got the advantage on points. But that doesn't mean the job's done. Like you said, we need to get that over the line before we have any thoughts of what's next. So that's the first task at hand.
Brilliant. That's great for me.
Thank you.
So how hard has it been to stay positive? You mentioned the patience you've needed with the injuries and then not being selected. Has it been tough at times to stay positive?
Yeah, of course. I'd be lying. I'd be lying to you if I said it's been easy. But it's not a process that I'm alone in. Like, every player has to go through it, probably at some stage in their career, maybe multiple times. So it's just a game of football. Like, it's just a roller coaster. You know, there's times when you're in the team, there's times when you're out the team, and as hard as it is, I just try and stay as level as possible. But yeah, within that, there's definitely some moments that have been tough. But I think going back to what you do every day, training ground, preparing, controlling what you can control, that's what I try to go back to.
Yeah, and I know Swanee mentioned setting yourself up for pre-season, but in some ways, do you not want the season to end? It feels like you've obviously got in now and you're playing, and then we've only got about a week left.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, that is in the back of my mind, but you know, I can't argue with reality. That's what it is. I'm in the team, and there's not many games left, so I'm going to try and make the best of every opportunity that comes, and whether that's this Saturday, whether that's next week, and then whether that's pre-season. I think if you dwell too much on opportunities that have been missed, then it doesn't really help you in the moment. So, yeah.
And what's it been like having a manager that sort of played at the very top level in your position? Is he able to sort of pass on little things? And
yeah, it's been really good, to be fair. He's been brilliant since he's come in. Like, on, I guess, the little tricks that come with experience. He obviously had a great career, and like you said, played in my position. So I think seems like he's got a real passion for sort of defending and the coaching side of that. So yeah, we've had a few conversations about that, and I'm really looking forward to just taking all his knowledge basically and really trying to learn off him.
perfect for me.
Hi Zeno, just a couple from me if I may. I just wanted to check on your injury records. Have you been injured this season, or was it just the injury that you had last season, so you're tired of that you had?
Say again, sorry.
I just wanted to check on your injury record this season. Have you been injured at all this season?
I had a smaller injury in the first half of the season, but nothing major this year. Obviously, towards the very start of the season, at back end of pre-season, I was still actually coming back from my big injury last year. So yeah, just that.
Yeah, and just wanted to get your thoughts on the derby game this weekend.
Yeah, I think, like I just said previously, we've still got objectives to reach. We've still got targets to hit. So this next game is the most important game at the moment for us, and we want to get the job done, and we want to get the job done as soon as possible. So we're going to try and do it in this game.